say that you are too born again to try all sorts of things in
What
marriage.
that? What?
Do not say that. So
Hi fam! I know that you are very, very excited to see me, and I'm actually very excited to have you here. If this is your first time here, do not forget to subscribe to my channel, and it's your baby girl Onozasi. And as you can see, this is a new setup, and then I have a guest. Guest is, let me tell you this guys, she's someone I actually admire, but far from that, she's also one of our executives at work. So you guys, she's not my mate. So it's an honor to have her here. Her name is Mrs. Tokumbo, Madamosi, aka Auntie Toks. You're welcome.
thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, we're happy to have you too. I said it the other time that I was going to be doing a series on marriage, where people that have been married for like 5 years and above will come and share their experiences with us so that we can learn. You can never be too prepared for marriage, we know that, but at least you can take things here and there just to, you know, be prepared enough for it. So today we are also doing that with Auntie Toks, and we're going to be talking about money, childbirth. We're going to be talking about finances. We're going to be talking about sex. I know you want to get down because I'm talking about sex. I have a lot of adults around me as friends. This is, I believe that the more you move with older people that are wise, you get wiser. So I have a lot of adults that are my friends, and they're married, and they keep saying something: marriage is unpredictable. You can date somebody for 7 years, and then you get married, and everything just like
In 2 months.
And then as young adults, we always talk about money in marriage.
Yes.
Like for someone like me now, I'm not going to lie, I just believe that I've not made enough money to say I want to get married. And some people don't get it. They think that it's just the men that should talk about money. So as a girl, when I say I'm not ready to marry now because I don't have money, they can't wrap like, are you the one that's supposed to be talking about money? So now let me ask you, as a married person, how serious should finances be taken in marriage?
Well, from experience, from my own personal experience, let me say it that way. Money is key in marriage. But at the end of the day, if you marry your friend, either of who is making the money does not matter to you now. I was talking about it with my husband this morning. My husband was like, in the early days of our marriage, it was a bit tricky because I didn't understand it. I thought that the man was the sole provider, provide for me, buy my tickets, do everything, you know, put me on first class. I went into marriage thinking like that, but it's not so. Both of you have become one. So you can either put your money together, or you can make your money on your own and be a support system to your spouse. So it doesn't, I tell a lot of young people when I see them now, I tell them, see, if you're waiting to be a billionaire before you marry, you're only wasting your time.
That's me.
I met my husband when I was 20. If we had known, we shouldn't have waited till I was 28. And we still got married. That was a lot of time wasted. Because we were waiting to say, we needed this, we needed that, we needed to have a house, we needed to have a car. Of course, all these things are comfort, and you have to have them. But if you think we have a 1-bedroom flat now, I, as the wife or the husband to be, have a 1-bedroom flat now, rent is affordable. Let's do it. Because except you know that this man, I'm not going to marry you. But if you know that this is definitely my man or my wife, please go ahead and do it, because you're only doing yourself no favor by wasting your time. So money in marriage is key, but it doesn't matter who is making the money. What matters is there's money coming into the pocket somehow.
Thank you for that. But when we're talking about money in marriage now, should it be 50-50 or 70-30, depending on who earns more? These are the conversations that we have in my generation. So that's what I'm asking.
Sweetheart, listen. Maybe because I'm westernized, like I've lived in England all of, half of my life. You will pay the bills as a woman. You will just say, you owe me this money, and you will never get your money back. I was talking to a friend one day, and I was like, if I say I should put pen to paper and write down how much my husband owes me, it's enough to buy me a Maserati. But it's bad debt. But you don't ever think about it. There's no scale, there's no division to who earns more. And I know some people that their husbands do like, ordinary jobs, and the wives are like nurses, doctors, and they are mega support system to their spouse. So it doesn't matter if it's 50-50, 20-30, 1. No, it doesn't matter. Whoever makes the money, just give us the money. That's all that matters. It's not like we're trying to pay school fees and we're trying to do things for the kids, or we're trying to go on vacation and we can't afford it. A lot of wives are, bill payers, and you will never tell.
Okay, so let's move to counseling.
Okay.
This is my opinion. I feel that church counseling, this 2 weeks counseling that they do before marriage, does not make sense. So now, would you advise that intending couples go visit an original certified marriage counselor outside their church, or they just stick to what the church says and just move?
No, I did church counseling. I guarantee you, I cannot remember till now what the man said. The only thing that I know is that he wanted to do a pregnancy test, and he wanted to see my dress before we walked down the aisle. That was all that mattered to them. And then I'm sorry to say, church now is all about making the money because you're coming, and they will never see you again. They want you to come now, do marriage counseling. Your parents will pay so much money for you to do marriage counseling, and buy a refrigerator for church and cook for the whole of the church people.
Pastorate and global.
So you go to a certified, I say it, counselor. And at times older people can counsel you, honestly. Older people that have been in that marriage for a long time can counsel you. One thing I hold on to that my chairman for my wedding said was, this is a marriage between you and your husband. It does not involve your mother, it does not involve your father. So go into it thinking, I'm stuck with you, end of. So whatever the past, I bet a lot of people go into that. It's just like a class that you have to do, or else they will not allow you get married. Why? Because you're church people. No. Go to certified counselors, or go to your older friends that are like 50 or 40 or 60, and they've been married for like 25 years. I've been married for like 12 years. So if you ask me, I have a book. I have a book on marriage.
Right. There's receipts, enough receipts for you. So let's talk about sex in marriage. Now, this is something, sex is a word, or is something that we are all scared to talk about in Africa, especially in Nigeria. We pretend a lot around sex. And I've heard a lot of people, like I know a lot of people on this my channel before they got filtered away, because you stay or you go. So, and I need my tribe. I know people will come and send me messages like you're not married, you're not supposed to be talking about sex, and I'm like, okay, I'm an adult. That I talk about it does not mean that I am having sex every day. I have made research, I have people around me, I can talk about these things. Are issues that we must talk about. Now, sex in marriage, how important is sex in marriage?
Speaking as Mrs. Madamusi, sex in my marriage is like the key to our front door. If you understand, you can't get in if there's no key in your hand. It's like the key to my front door. My husband, sorry if you're listening, will chase you around for sex 24/7. You know why? He's in a place of contentment. He says, even at 40 plus, you still get me hard like that, and I still want to chase you around. And he will call me.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, she's 40. She's 40 plus. So just write that down. Write it down.
He will call me my bum bum, because he believes that there's something about you that is extra. You're bomb, you're this, you're that. So there are days that I will say, I have a date. Me, I cannot do it. I have this and I have that. But sex in marriage is beautiful. Let me drag that beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful because you're doing it with somebody that you're used to. You're doing it with somebody that is like, I don't know how to say it. It's just passion. If you have to use aphrodisiac to wake yourself up because you know that your husband is constantly chasing you around like somebody like me, I don't have to use it, because if he touched me, I would be ready for him. Number one, we live apart, so it's okay every time I'm with him to have sex as regularly as I can, if you understand what I'm saying. But sex is a major key in marriage. Don't say that you are too born again to try all sorts of things in marriage.
What?
Do not say that. So we only do missionary. My sisters, if you are doing missionary at home, brother is doing wheelbarrow outside.
He's
So
doing Pentecostal.
men love to explore. Honestly, men love to explore. They want to. Your body is like, they feel that your body is for them, and they have to, understand every part of that body. What makes you, what turns you on, what makes you come. I'm sorry, but men are they are natural nymphos. So to catch up with them, you will have to be mentally ready.
Yeah.
Even when you're fighting, it will still kick you to say how far now, and he's not talking to you, and yet he wants sex. That's the typical manly thinking for you. Sex in my own marriage is, people even say, they'll say, Toki, when it comes to sex, she will be vibrating, which is true, because what is there to do? We will have sex, have children, and then what? You will still continue to have sex.
Yeah. So now that sex is an important part of marriage, I remember that topic I talked about on the channel. This woman sent me a message and she said her husband does not turn her on. And the first question I asked was, okay, did you just realize in marriage, or you realized it when you guys were dating and you still went ahead
and got married?
So for those who are intending to get married now, what are the things that they should look out for? Now, we're not saying that those who decide to be celibate, there's always that that drift, like, okay, I am celibate, I don't want to have sex.
Yeah.
And then how do I now get to know that both of us are compatible, like the chemistry is flowing between both of us?
There's a lot of things to do affectionately that does not involve sex. I'm the advocate for abstinence and staying away from sex before marriage. But I am not going to be an hypocrite. I always say it, that it cannot touch you, it cannot hold your hand, it cannot, try to kiss you. And then you will see that the man is standing down there. So that thing standing down there is working.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people would actually go into marriage and then discover that my husband cannot do.
Yes.
In 1 minute it's done. In 2 minutes it's done. Then you are facing that for the rest of your life. So how do you know that this man, at least we can see John Bull lifting his head? Try and touch him affectionately. Try and see if there's a response in his body somehow if you touch him. I'm not saying do the deed, don't do it, but there's a lot of ways to check. I don't want to say too much, I'll get into trouble. But there's a lot of ways. A friend of mine went for counseling before she got married, and the counselor in church said to her that, how do you know that, something like how do you know that down there is okay? She said, because we have been kissing. We have been kissing, and I love to kiss him. So every time I kiss him, I see that Mr. John Bull is raising his head up and down. Then that way she has checked. She has ticked the box to say, okay, John Bull is working.
So sex is very important, and you can check, the chemistry even without having sex.
Yes.
And then let's talk about childbirth. We always we people think that I'm too logical, but I always try to have conversations around childbirth, because we can say we want to have kids, and then it takes us 10 years.
Yes.
And we are all we do the God forbid thing in this society.
Everything is about God.
So, but things happen. So should you always talk about the what ifs when it comes to child? Yes.
Let me give you a typical example. My older sister, the one before me, she used to joke around when she was going to get married. She would say that, give me 2 years with my husband. I just want to spend 2 years with my husband without children running around and losing their mind and all of that. And God heard it. 2 years. After 2 years, she started panicking. She started thinking, am I going to have children? But at the end of the day, if you marry your friend, it becomes, a subject of discussion, like, babe, how do we do this? I need to help you. Let's help each other. Most times, it might not be the man, it might be the woman. Or it might not be the woman, it might be the man that has low sperm count. But in Africa, typical of our mother-in-laws, thank God for the kind of mother-in-law me I had, though. She will not ask you any question. But they'll start to ask questions like, and one come. So when are the children coming? And then it's not your fault. He's pumping you, but he's not just coming. But if it comes to a place of marrying your friend, this guy understands that it is a time that will pass. We will have, well, let's go scriptural now and say that none shall be barren. So let's say that none shall be barren amongst us, and you're thinking, but it's not happening. Be your husband's best friend. Be each other's best friend for that time. Because it will happen. It might take 10 years. It might take 50. We've seen people take 20 years.
Yes.
But they are still friends. So if the man is not olojukokoro, or the woman is not looking, for diabolical means to put things together, focus on God and wait. It will happen. It will happen. But enjoy that time that you're spending together. Because when the children start to come, there are times that we will need to quickly have sex, and I will tell my husband, the children are running around, what's going on? And then he'll say, quickie. And in the process of doing quickie, one of them is struggling to open the door. So I wish we could I was telling him that, listen, when I come around again, we're going to check ourselves into an hotel and enjoy at least 2 days, 3 days with ourselves. Not that juju, somebody is trying to open my door and I'm scared to allow them see what is not, if you understand what I'm saying. But enjoy this time that's no children yet, and then when they start to come, enjoy that time too, because you won't be having sex as regular as you used to.
Okay, thank you very much. So I would like you to talk to the men about how to really assist their wives at home, because women are burdened with the load of taking care of the kids. It's something today, and the lady was saying it's the women people ask how they balance home and career. They don't ask the men, how do you balance your home and your career? It's just the women, because we have subconsciously entered our mind that it's just the women that should take care of the home, take care of the children. So how can the men, be good husbands?
My sister, speaking from my own angle, I speak on behalf of my husband to Nigerian men. Because people will say that he's a Nigerian man, typical Nigerian man. He does school runs, he does daddy daycare, because he understands the place of being a dad. He's a fantastic dad over anything else. I always say to him that I wish you could love me half as much as you love your children, and show me, because he's hands-on as a father. I don't know how to describe this, but it depends on the kind of man that you marry. But some men actually will change in that marriage, because some women are career driven. Their careers supersede anything. Yeah. So if you have that kind of wife and you think, for peace to reign, let me allow her be. If you think that we need help, let somebody come and live with us and help us, it's fine. But at the end of the day, there's nothing. Nigerian men, please listen, there is nothing wrong with you helping your wife.
Nothing.
He doesn't take anything away from you.
Nothing.
He does not take anything, because those children will grow really quick, and then they will say, my dad was an absent dad. I never saw him. He was in the office all the time. He will come home at 9 and mommy is already asleep and he's agitated. Be hands-on. He won't take any. In fact, it gives you peace, because it gives me personally peace. It doesn't mean that I have used Ori or coming to Bakparo, if you understand what I'm saying. But my husband is just built like that. He just believes that for peace to reign, I need to help my wife. And when I'm back at home, everybody sits like this, like, let her do all the chores. So I'm there, my leg is shaking, I'm doing everything by myself, and I'm thinking in my mind, how does this man balance it? Pray for that man that is destined to be your better half.
That's the prayer.
That's the
prayer.
That's the prayer, my sisters.
Prayer.
Pray that man that God will send you. Some people say, I pray for a man like my father. No, I don't pray for that kind of man. I pray for a kind of man like my husband in my children. So that my children too can be hands-on boys, because they are both boys, so that they can be hands-on boys. My husband is fantastic with chores, he will say, I want to cook ilala sekpo. He's a better cook at cooking those kind of things than I am. Me, I'll cook onjo oyibo, but he is a better chef when it comes to cooking ilala sekpo and the likes of it. So pray for that man that would consider helping you as not a chore.
Yeah.
It's simple.
That's it. I know you guys have learned a lot. I know you all have learned so much. So you know what to do. Just drop your comments in the comment section.
You had to hold a lot of things in. I cannot, because I'm a public servant, I cannot say a lot of things on this channel. But as I've said, you people can understand.
You know what? After both of us know we understand. So
what we're supposed to say.
after this Kini, we will now do another one that we are now free.
Yes. Unfiltered.
Exactly.
This one is filtered. We have to pick our words gently and not say too much. So
Right, but I know that you guys have learned a lot, and do follow. I'm going to put our social media handles on the screen so that you can follow her. If you have questions, you can ask her, slide into her DM and ask her. And I would like her to tell us a little bit about, what she's into. Oh yeah, tell us.
well, I'm a public servant, like I said. I'm an educationist. I have a school. So,
Tell us the name of the school.
my school is called Buttercup's Creche and Nursery. It's in Ibadan.
So Ibadan people, carry your children there now.
It's in Ibadan. And of everything else, I'm a passionate lover. I love to love, if you understand what I mean. That's the place of sex in my marriage. I love to love. And my heart is very giving. I give my heart easily. And my husband understands what I mean by that. So I'm a lover. I'm a mother of 2 beautiful boys. And to top it all up, I'm a wife.
Yeah.
So I've been wife for 12 years. Been with that guy since I was 19. And I am 41 in September. So it's like,
God.
I tell him that we've been married. I feel like we've been married for like 40 years. And he's still chasing me around for sex. My sisters, look
great.
down there, correct that thing. Change your missionary style. Let the man be free to go down and come back up. Enjoy.
What more? What more? What more? So do not forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video and share with your friends and your family members. And if you have questions, please put down below too, and send me a mail if you feel they're so private that you don't want to put in the comment section. I'll put my email address there so that you can send a mail. Thank you so much.
It's been a
Toks, for
pleasure.
coming.
I have laughed. I have laughed. Thank you for having me.
She's going to come back. I know that you want her to come back. I know the kind of guests that my audience like. And she happens, of course, that's why I brought her. So I know you guys want her to come back. And she's going to squeeze. She has said it.
I'll be back.
So she's going to squeeze time.
Pick good topic for me to come back on, but I'll be back.
Of course. Okay, everybody. Bye.
Bye.